No fucks given the rest of the way, internet. No fucks given. I got everything I wanted and then some. Eat shit. Hello everybody and welcome to the Divisional round of the 2020-21 NFL season and my prediction picks. I'm your host, the Blind Canadian Cat, formerly known as Team After 112, birth certificately, or whatever the actual, biologically, that's what I have in the bio. Biologically, Cody P. I say meow, I roll intros, and no, I'm not the dude kicking field goals for the Browns these days. I'm just a guy who lives in Oregon and makes YouTube videos for a living. That is what I do. How was everyone's weekend? I know while my picks did not enjoy themselves, I had a fantabulous weekend. With the beautiful, oh so beautiful games that transpired. I'll take a Ravens win any day, obviously. Telling Tennessee to suck it in any way plausible was very nice. But also, I get to shit on Pittsburgh this week too? Bro, y'all make my day. Y'all just make my day. Sunday was a beautiful day. Saturday, meh. Seattle being a complete no-show, for that matter. Just meh. And oh, Indy. Indy was so close. Who will? I feel like I got something in my throat. Anywho, recapping the last week, and I'm going to move here so that way you can actually see this better while I'm talking to you. Like I said, 3-3 straight up. 1-4-1 against the spread, and 3-2-1. I had a lot of pushes. I'm surprised I got this many pushes from 6 games. But it be what it be. I know the lines change for a lot of people, so it is what it is. But at the time of my videos, we're getting these, so the pushes happened, and sad day for everyone. But it be what it be. So that is my record for the playoffs going in, and now we're gonna have, what is it, 4, 6, 7 games left. Wow, I'm bad at math. 7 games remaining. So we can totally have chances to bump all those numbers back up and look nice. And we just pretend wildcard didn't happen. Don't you love it all? Anywho, on to the picks. Gonna do it like last time. Less editing, more bullshitting out my mouth. First one, LA is getting, I can never remember, it's giving or getting. Getting 6.5 in Lambeau against the Packers. Welcome Rams to the second round of the playoffs. Now, I could believe that y'all would have beat Seattle. That was not too far. I mean, I don't know if I would have believed it with John Wolford, but a half-ass injured Jared Goff only completing 9 or 10 passes or whatever. I don't remember his numbers at the top of my head exactly. But he didn't have to do nothing. Cam Akers ran like a mad lad, and Seattle could not get anything against that defense. I was shocked. And also that pick 6. That is why I don't like wide receiver screen passes or any of those like flat routes. The Ravens were able to get away with flat routes. Pat Ricard was kicking ass and taking names on that one drive. But apparently Seattle don't know how to throw short. So, But hello Rams, now you get to go to Green Bay to face the Packers. And from the early stories I'm hearing, it's going to be a really cold game. Like below freezing cold. Which typically bodes well for Green Bay because they're used to it. I mean, just look at the Tennessee game a couple weeks ago. But how do we feel about Green Bay as a whole? I mean, they're the only team over the last like 5-6 weeks to look somewhat legitimate. Or at least of the remaining NFC teams. Tampa Bay you can give it a little respect to, but I know Super Bowl, home location, voodoo, yada yada. And although I guess you could say that might not be as big a deal. But I think there is a partial big of a deal, so I'm just going to float that idea out for people. But I don't know how bad Jared Goff's injury is. I would imagine the thumb probably would have been fine by now, but because he had to play, he couldn't do much. And I'm hearing some stuff about confidence. I don't think that's a big deal. Or, I mean, I don't think it's a big deal for him right now, given situation and circumstance. I mean, you just went into Seattle, came off the bench because the coach didn't want to play you, and you still played well enough that you were able to win that game. Now, if Aaron Donald's healthy, I mean, he's going to be hurt, but he should be good to go, so the Rams defense will do its fair share. I think the Rams defense will definitely show up, but at the end of the day, if it comes to accumulating points, especially in cold weather, I'm going to give Green Bay an edge. So, I think Green Bay BS's their way out of this, but at 6.5 points, I just can't give that to Green Bay. I think the Rams defense is too good, and the offense is performing decent enough that I think you can get away with some things. I think you can. So I'm going to take Green Bay, win this game outright, and advance and host the NFC Championship game. But I'm going to say a narrow win against the Rams. The total game is at 45.5, and because, like I said, I like the Rams defense significantly, they're not going to get a pick 6 on Aaron Rodgers, and if they do, props to them. But I don't know how much I can trust the Rams offense as a whole. But I think the game gets kind of competitive, but I'm going to stick under that 45.5. So, Green Bay wins, LA covers. I don't know about game-winning field goal, but I'm going to say something like the Bills-Colts situation last year, where they're up by like 3 or 4, or Green Bay's up by like 3 or 4, and LA's trying to drive to win the game or tie the game, and they just can't get there. That is what I'm going to predict. So let's go Green Bay 24, LA 20. For the sake of it. Rams cover in a close game that stays under. Next game. Baltimore is also getting 2.5 from the Bills down in Buffalo. Even though the game's in New York, I think. East Rutherford is at Giants, just whatever, shut up. I'm getting there eventually. And with a beautiful total of 50, an even 50. Like I said, I don't give a shit what anyone says. Baltimore got a win. Lamar Jackson got his win. I don't care. Bills got their win too. So we got teams winning playoff games for the first time in a while. While Baltimore hasn't won one since 2014. And Buffalo's waiting list was a lot longer. What was it, 1995, 96, somewhere in there? I don't know. But it be what it be. So we got two good competitive teams with two young great quarterbacks in the same draft class. X, Y's, and Z's. And again, the game that they're saying might be cold enough that it might actually snow in the great state of New York, or at least parts of it. We don't know. We still think it's going to be cold. It's been an entertaining game. Last year when these two teams met, granted Buffalo was nowhere near the offense they were this year, but it was a close game. What was it, 24-16 or something like that? So it was definitely a low-scoring affair. And honestly, either way how this game goes, I'm expecting the same thing. 50 is kind of risky, knowing these two teams' capabilities. And I don't think Baltimore can hold Buffalo to 13 points. That I do not see. But that being said, this pick, mostly out of biasism, obviously, but how are you telling me to not pick them? Especially against Buffalo, who I have a lot of respect for, and I think they had a great season. But I'm gonna, partial biasism, partial wishful thinking, yada yada, I'm gonna take the Ravens to win this game. And the line is perfect. Buffalo, the line keeps fluctuating in a way that's irritating me, like last week, where it almost wants to favor Baltimore. Like, when I first saw this game, it was at Buffalo -3. I want to say Tuesday, either Monday or Tuesday, the line got shrunk down to like as low as 1.5 to Buffalo. And now it went back up to 2.5, which is what we're getting to that now. So it feels like Vegas wants to favor Baltimore, but no, Baltimore should not be favored in any way, shape, or form. Hell, for me, if it were me, I would have probably put this line at Buffalo 4. For the sake of Buffalo's had the better year and has looked more consistent and yada yada. While Baltimore has had too many inconsistencies. They're getting hot. They played a bunch of crappy teams, but they've gotten time. So, that is what I'm going to say. But I like Baltimore to win this game. and advance to an AFC Championship game. Or they'll be on the road if KC wins, or at home if Cleveland wins. Interesting take either way. Yeah, so take them, take the 2.5 if you can. I mean, you can probably bump it up more, because even if Buffalo does win, it'll probably be another 3-point game. I don't know, for a 3-point game against Indy, the confidence is shaky. That game was a lot closer than maybe Buffalo even wanted it. Is what it is. But either way, I think you stick under 50 for the sake of for the first sake of all 3 of Lamar Jackson's playoff games that he's played so far in his career have been unders. And Josh Allen, his 2 playoff games he's played in have both been under technically. Depending on where you got your total, it was a push technically for me by the time my video ended. But all their games have been under. Baltimore's got a great defense, and Buffalo's defense, I swear, gets underrated every year, especially that secondary. Micah Hyde and Jordan Poyer, one of the best, if not the best safety tandems. Micah Hyde I've been a fan for a couple of years. One of my favorite safeties, and then Jordan Poyer is a boy out of Oregon State, so got a rep. But either way, I think this game sticks under. Both defenses show up and show out. Give me a Baltimore 26, Buffalo 23. There, another field goal game. Or so, just the hell of it. Baltimore advances. Game 3, we have KC getting fuck you. Fuck me. Fuck you. I'll cut you. KC is a 10-point favorite against the Browns in the divisional round. Speaking of hello, welcome to the divisional round somehow, some way. Hello, Cleveland. I mean, good job of taking advantage of the opportunities you were given, but holy shit, did Pittsburgh collapse on themselves. That was disgusting to watch from Pittsburgh. I mean, as someone who wants to shit on Pittsburgh, I laughed my ass off the whole damn way, but I wish I could show you some of the text messages I was sending. I'm like, what? What? Like, how is Cleveland up 28-0 on Pittsburgh? In Pittsburgh? In the first quarter of a playoff? Excuse me? That just threw me for a loop. But at the end of the day, Cleveland, I like rooting for you guys. You know, the franchise that hasn't done anything really in his career, in the existence. And then I know I'll irritate some Browns fans as a Ravens fan. Still your team. Don't yell at me. I wasn't there in 1996. I wasn't even born yet. So don't yell at me. But I can't see it. I can't see y'all being. I know I said Pittsburgh would steamroll you, but I can't see you really touching KC at all. I mean, if you do, props to you. Props to you if you know what, I'll give you this, Cleveland. You can get a lot of props from me if you can cover this -10 spread. I don't see it. I mean, KC might get lazy, I don't know. Or they might do some bullshit they did last year with Houston. Hell, you people, you might just want to take Cleveland against the spread for like the first half. Or even the first quarter. I don't know if some of y'all do those kind of bets. But if you do some of those, you might want to grab that. But realistically, I do not see KC half-assing this game. Or at least by the time the clock's hitting zeros in the fourth quarter, it'll look one-sided. It'll look one-sided. I can't see it. Take KC, take the -10, and move on with your day, life, or whatever. And at 57, no. I'm sorry. That's an annoying number because that relies on Cleveland. Cleveland's not going to score 48 points. KC's not going to turn the ball over 5 times. Whether Myles Garrett, a healthy COVID-less Denzel Ward, and a couple other players make a difference, I don't know. But I don't like 57. If it were 50, I might make an argument, but I don't like 57. So yeah, sorry. We're going to take KC straight up against the spread, and we're going to take under the 57. Give me KC 31, Cleveland 17. We'll be nice, we'll be fair. But I don't see it. I do not see it. And the final game, New Orleans is giving. I gotta ask someone because apparently I'm stupid. They're favored by 3 against Tampa. Last 2 times they played, one was a kind of beat down in their building, and then when they went to Tampa, it was an absolute thrashing to the tone of 38-3. And that 3, one could argue, didn't even deserve to be on there. They just didn't want to get shut out. So, New Orleans just absolutely dominated. And respect to Tampa Bay, but clearly it's just not working out. And some people will say, yeah, it's hard to beat a team 3 times in a row, but it happens. I've seen it happen. I've seen it enough times that you can kind of get an idea. Some things just don't. I mean, the only thing you can realistically look at is Drew Brees going to have another playoff collapse. And I mean, that performance against Chicago was not something to be too proud about, but it is what it is. I think Tampa played way too close of a game against a respectable Taylor Heineke and DC team, but I didn't like it. And I think New Orleans is out to prove something. I think Tom Brady will be back next year, so I think Tampa will be fine. New Orleans knows Drew Brees is not going to be back next year. Some people might think he'll be back. He will not be back. So with that being said, I'm going to take the Saints to win this game. I would give Tampa benefit of the doubt, but I just don't see it. I trust New Orleans to do what they've been doing all season. Take care of what they need to take care of. -3. Yeah, New Orleans has won by, what was it? It was 34-23 the first time, and then 38-3. Won by 10. Multiple times. Or by double digits. Both games. New Orleans will cover that 3. And with 52, I've taken 3 straight unders, so fuck it, I'm going to take an over. Because I think Tampa Bay won't be limited to 3 points in the game. I don't think that'll happen. New Orleans will win, they'll cover 3. And the total will go over. Let's go Saints. 28 bucks. No, I can't do that. Shit. I don't know. See, that's happened. When you don't script things, you're just talking out your ass. And now I'm derping. Maybe I don't want to take the over, but I'm not gonna take 4 unders. That sounds dumb, stupid, and dumb. So fine, New Orleans 31, Tampa 27. There. Will that work for y'all? Or 24, Tampa 24. That's 55. Yeah, fuck you. 31-24, New Orleans. And there you have it, folks, from my predicted videos. I'm going Green Bay to win, but the Rams to cover with an under 45.5. I'm going Baltimore to win in an upset over Buffalo, covering that +2.5 with an under 50 score. I'm going KC to essentially dominate Cleveland in the second half of the game, but maybe make it interesting in the first half, and under 57. And I'm going to take New Orleans to essentially dominate, but maybe on paper not so much, or at the end of the final score won't say much. And over 52. So for your AFC and NFC Championship, I'm predicting Baltimore and KC and New Orleans and Green Bay. Maybe, Nate. Maybe this will be our year. We shall see. Thank you all for tuning in. I'm your boy TBCC. I say meow. I roll intros. Follow me on my Twitter, CanadianCatCP. Follow me on Instagram, Blind Canadian Cat. Follow my gaming Instagram, Canadian Cat Clips. Follow me on Twitch, The Blind Canadian Cat. If you haven't already, join the NFL YouTube Prognosticators. That link is down below. I don't think I've mentioned it once all year, but you know what? Better late than never. Thank you all for tuning in. Much love, much happiness, big trust, and all things happy. Have a good night.